Stand by to launch FanStream Sports.
3, 2, 1. Let's start.
Hello, sports fans. Welcome to FanStream Sports.
Hello, everybody. Welcome into another edition of From the Rough. It's America's favorite golf podcast right here on FanStream Sports, live from the FanStream Sports studios in a chilly North Dallas. I'm IndyCarTim, joined alongside the one and only PGA of America. Well, I mean, there's more than one PGA of America member, but there's only one, Mr. Johnny Gerber. Welcome to your show, Johnny.
Well, thank you. It's been a minute. Well, it seems like it's a once every 2 week occasion, but we're gonna change that. But yes, certainly over 30,000 PGA members that we're certainly proud of, but certainly only one John Gerber. At least I think. Well, let's say this. I hope there's only one me. Let's just say that. We're so just hoping. But you're saying chilly Dallas 42 degrees. I am in. If you say chilly? What's underneath chilly?
32 degrees.
No, what's underneath? If you say chilly, what's colder than chilly?
Cold.
What's colder than cold?
Freezing.
That's what we're at in Kansas City. We're freezing in Kansas City. High today of 34 degrees.
Oh,
got a little sun out though, so it's at that time of year, buddy. A little soon, I think. But hey, we're doing a show. We're thinking about golf, and we're thinking about all that good golf that we saw last week in beautiful Mexico, which I know you hate, but it was Cabo. It was Cabo now. Cabo is a little bit more Americanized in most places in Mexico for most people who have been there, but Cabo still is a place, and it looked awfully warm there. Would you change right now? Would you go there at 82 degrees and sunny? And okay, well then they don't even close. They don't want your ass either. Then
you will never find my ass anywhere south of the border.
Well, because you don't have a passport. That's why. I think that's why. What? Yeah, you need a passport for Mexico.
Because I'm not going to Mexico. I'll never need a passport.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I can
get probably not. Way to broaden your horizons.
My horizons are fine where they are.
No, they're not. No, they're not. You need a lot of help. You need a lot of help. Don't I? The guy that says they don't need help needs the most help.
No, I'm good with my horizons.
Yeah,
right where they are, right here in Dallas.
Horizons.
Dallas, Tampa, Columbus, and Kansas City. I don't need to go anywhere else.
Yeah, that's the. What about Scottsdale?
It's my quadrangle. I don't give two craps about Scottsdale, Arizona either.
Okay.
I've never been to Scottsdale. I've been to Tucson, which
you thought that was trash.
I don't care if I ever go back to Tucson. That's too close to Mexico, like right on the border.
Well, we ain't too far. We ain't the furthest north of Mexico from Dallas, Texas either, son. So hey,
far enough.
Well, you could get further.
It's a 12-hour drive to Mexico from Dallas. I'm good with that.
No, it's not 12
at least.
hours.
Yeah, it's at
least.
Yeah.
No, that's not true. So it's 4.5 to San Antonio, five from San Antonio, from Dallas. San Antonio Laredo is 2 hours. So that's only 7, and that's Mexico. Nuevo Laredo is 7 hours from Dallas.
Nuevo Laredo. Okay, let's check your math here. Nuevo Laredo, Mexico to Dallas. Let's just see how bad Johnny doesn't know the map. What did you say it was?
Probably between 7 and 8 hours.
Well, then I stand corrected, Johnny. 7 hours, 13 minutes.
There we go.
You win.
As always. I know that.
I wouldn't say as always.
I know that pains you to say that. It pains you more.
I'll give you credit.
That pains you more than anything else. It's certainly not 12 hours for sure.
And actually, you know what? I think it's closer if you go to this other place here.
Brownsville?
Aquafina, whatever. Ronald Acuna. How far is that?
I don't know.
That's only 6 hours to go there.
See?
Well, but who would want to?
You might not come back, but hey, it's only 6 hours.
Closest I've ever been to Mexico is South Padre Island.
That's way down there too.
Yeah, it's like you're 5 minutes. Actually, we were right there at this place called Starbase.
Oh.
Where you can see the wall and everything right there.
Is that right?
Yeah. It's just south of Del Mar Beach.
I had fun in South. I've spent some time in South Padre. I liked it.
But we are not here to talk about South Padre and all those idiots in Mexico and why we have to go to Mexico to play golf. It'd still be on me.
It's warm.
But that's what we do. That's what the PGA Tour does, as influenced as they are by whoever it is that likes to travel around the world and send their golfers around the world for, again, some ungodly reason that is beyond my grasp. But we had some notable happenings in the world of golf, Johnny, not just in Mexico, south of the border, but also over in that that other series that we usually prefer not to mention. But I think it's some pertinent news coming out of LIV Golf. I was trying to think of a way to mispronounce it on purpose, just to be as disrespectful as possible to that sham of a tour.
It's hard when you only have 3 letters.
No, I was going to say LIV Golf or I was just going to spell it out, LIV Golf, but that just makes me sound uneducated.
Isn't that like a Super Bowl act? Can you look like a
yeah?
What's LIV? So VLL is what?
It's 54.
Yeah. Just have the 54 tour.
Yeah, well, that's kind of what it was. If you're going Roman numerals.
Yeah, Roman numerals 54.
By the way, my kids cannot read an analog clock, but they can read Roman numerals. How bass-ackwards is that? School taught them how to read Roman numerals, but not how to write in cursive or read an analog clock.
Yeah, I mean, they're homeschooled, so I could see where their education could be flawed. Yeah.
It's a great Frisco Independent School District up here.
It's Little Elms.
Of course, that was Denton. Well, there is no Little Elm. They use Denton and they use Frisco.
Oh, do they really?
Yeah, there's no Little Elm Independent School District.
It won't be long before there is, probably.
I don't know, man. Little Elm's kind of landlocked with all these other bigger metropolises.
You're asking the wrong person, son. You're asking the wrong
person. It's like asking you how to send photos to Facebook.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm not the best at it. I you know why I don't want to do that? Because I'll send the wrong photos, and you know how that works. And then
I've been there.
Yeah, I know you have. And you'll say, why did you do this for it? And then I go back and say, hey, I told you I could not do this. I'm very candid of the things I can do well, things I can do, get done, and the things I just can't do, because I know the consequences when I try to do something out of my realm and it messes up and it takes you 3 times longer to fix it as opposed to just doing it. Have you not figured this out yet?
Yeah, that's why I'm here. Whatever.
Yeah, I mean, and now we got, I think the social media Jesus on our team that I'm scared again. I'm scared again. We put so much on him. We put him in the hospital all the time. That's why he's in the hospital. And
used to be me going to the hospital all the time.
I know, but yeah, no, looking forward to that. A lot of good stuff coming up on our social media pages. Yep. So guys, check that out. New shows, old shows, kind of some shorts, some cool stuff. A lot of guests coming 2026. This is kind of where our time is right now in terms of getting organized for 2026 with the new From the Rough format. Shows, more guests, things of that nature. So bear with us here for the next 6 weeks as we get things ready for 2026.
Speaking of From the Rough, let's set up the show. And as we are talking golf today, Ben Griffin sizzles to a 63. He joins Scotty Scheffler and Rory McIlroy in the 3-win club. Garrick, Higgo, and Carson Young blink on the back 9. FedEx Cup Fall pressure gets very, very real, and LIV Golf says hello 72 holes starting in 2026. Something I never thought I would say. We'll talk about the LIV Golf situation later, as well as Johnny updating the top 100 in the PGA Tour rankings, those trying to find their card and find some consistency in 2026. But as much as this pains me to say it, Johnny, let's head to Mexico for a minute. El Cardonal at Diamante, dumbest name ever for a golf course.
You know why, though? Yeah, you got to know why.
No clue.
So it's Tiger's first design, and the first design for the PGA Tour to play on a Tiger Woods golf course, and stand for Cardinal. So it was Cardonal in Mexican, Spanish.
Then just call it that. Call it the Cardinal.
he wanted to have a little bit of flair, a little bit of Hispanic flair to the place. But it's a resort golf course that is very obvious. You saw with the scores. You hated the tournament with the exception it's a par 72, but with no wind and things like that to protect the place, these guys were just going to shoot low. The biggest fairways on the PGA Tour, with great condition of the greens, with the paspalum setting it up as good as you can hit a golf ball off a fairway from paspalum and the greens. Yeah. So it was structured for low scoring, and we certainly saw that for not only from Ben Griffin, but the guys continued down the leaderboard. I mean, if you look at the scores on the weekend, everyone knew you had to shoot between 10 to 15, 16, 17 under on the weekend to have a chance to win, and that's what the scores, it happened and it prevailed.
I hated it more than anything. Ben Griffin gave us some fireworks, though, Johnny, with a 9 under 63 on Sunday for a 29 under 259 total. Just, I hope they never, ever play golf there again. I will boycott it. I will not watch it. With all due respect to Tiger Woods, build a harder golf course. Build a harder golf course, Tiger.
They don't care if you watch.
Or should I call you Tigress?
Because he regresses?
Idiot.
Because his hair is receding?
Yes, big time receding hairline. It was Ben Griffin's third PGA Tour title this season, as we mentioned at the Open. He closed with some long-range heat from his putter, Johnny, which was kind of fun to watch. 40 feet on 11 to tie, 25 feet on 12 for the lead, and another 25-footer on 16 to pretty much put the thing away. And don't miss this nugget here. He birdied all 4 par 3s. And that's how you erase the blemish that he had with his 3-putt bogey at 5 to keep the pedal down and the pressure on your cohorts there. He 2-putts the par 5 18th for birdie. He wins by 2. He moves to a career best number 9 in the world. And oh, by the way, he's making possibly the biggest mistake of his life.
Get married?
Because he's getting married next month. 3 wins and a wedding. Most people would consider that a pretty good year. However, I will tell you, Mr. Griffin, the 3 wins part is great. The wedding, probably the last time you'll ever win on the PGA Tour.
Yeah, certainly didn't help his cousin Peter Griffin. So
no, let's hope not. Let's hope not. No. How do you even know who Peter Griffin is?
I do watch a little bit of TV.
It kind of shocks me that you know who Peter Griffin is.
About the only cartoon I do know is that right there.
Family Guy?
Yeah.
What about Simpsons?
No, I hated the Simpsons. I thought Beavis and Butthead was funny.
Yeah, I like Beavis, but I don't like the new reboot they have out with Beavis and Butthead. It's not nearly as funny. But I like Simpsons like the first, 5 years it was on, but I haven't watched it in 30 years, so I couldn't even tell you if it's still funny or not.
Yeah. Family Guy's hilarious.
I'm out on Family Guy too. I liked Family Guy. I liked the first 5 years it was on, and then I'm completely out now. There's no way it's still funny. Yeah. They probably make it in Mexico now.
That's why it's the best. That's why it's the best. And I'm supposed to be in Mexico next week this week to play in the tournament, but I had to pass this year for obvious reasons. So so instead married. I'm gonna go see my brother and my brother Chris and Hilton Head tomorrow, and maybe try to swing a golf club for the first time since August 26th.
Yikes!
About that, August 26th. So we will see, but it's certainly going to get a little bit warmer weather. So I'm excited about that, Tim. I'm excited about that.
Make us proud, Johnny. Okay. Try to make a par for us.
I could do that.
I don't know about that. I don't know.
Yeah,
spent 3
months from the guy
on a golf club.
Coming from the guy that can't hit it in the air.
I can hit it in the air when I want to.
So you just don't want to 99% of the time?
Pretty much, yeah.
It's
that way I might lose it. If I hit it in the air, I might lose it.
It's not bowling.
Could be. Sami Välimäki and Chad Ramey tied for second with a 64 and a 65. And as you mentioned when we did our pre-show meeting, Johnny, those are huge scores for those two guys. And in the FedEx Cup Fall standings, that jumps Välimäki from 103 to 76, and Ramey jumps from 123 to 89. Both likely very safe here now as they progress. 2 events are just left here in the top 100 lock full status for 2026, We can talk about some what ifs. Garrick, Higgo, and Carson Young shared the lead at the turn with basically zero wind anywhere to be seen on the property, but the margins got razor thin very, very fast. Higgo drives it into the bush on 12, takes an unplayable, makes a double, and posts a 68 3-back, but does climb into number 52 in the FedEx Cup Fall. That should look that should lock him in, though, I would think, to where he's at now. As the signature stops like Pebble and Riviera next season, we'll expect to see him there. Carson Young had a real shot. He pours in a 15-footer on 12 to get to 27 under and tie the lead. Then the tournament turns on 13 for him. Missed approach on to the left on 13. Trickled down the slope, skips the cart path into the native grass, and a bogey result on 14. He also botched a 3-putt bogey on 15. It was also a 68 and tied for 6th. Carson Young and Garrick Higgo. I think Garrick, I don't know that much about Carson Young like I do Garrick Higgo. I expect a little more out of Garrick Higgo. For Carson Young, is that inexperience for him? Is that just him not being in these big moments before?
Yeah, and also the added pressure, right? I mean, you got two events left. This would be the third one to where you got to jump in that top 100. I mean, if you look at a normal round of golf on Thursday, Friday, he doesn't make those mistakes. It's just that added pressure that comes down, knowing in the back of your mind what you have to do, especially a guy like Carson Young, who's so far down out of that top 100. You got to kind of press the issue a little bit, and he just didn't pull it off. And again, yeah, the more times you're able to get in that situation, the easier it is. But that added pressure trying to get in that top 100, it's very difficult. And you could see the kind of, the exhaust that Ramey and Välimäki had. And when they finished up, how they had a little fist pump and they could breathe, knowing what it did. I think if you're with only 2 events left, I think if you're 90, 95 and under, I think you're pretty safe. I think there's only about 5 spots that could probably potentially fluctuate, but also you got to realize there's a couple guys in those spots that are out of, that have exemptions, like Adam Scott, guys like that can use some other exemptions and that might lend to get these guys in. And I'm not so sure Adam Scott's going to play the next 2 events. So, yeah, I mean, I like the fall schedule for a lot of reasons. I know you don't particularly care for it because you don't have the big names, but there's always a tournament inside the tournament. And not only the top 100, you're looking at the top 50 guys who finish in that top 50 spot that are still grinding. That's going to get in next year, all this, the signature events finishing in that top 50 spot. So there's certainly a lot to play for, just not, in the top 100, but getting in that top 50. And again, not unprecedented, but a mark that Ben Griffin did, the third guy this year to make 3 tournaments. But there's not a lot of guys out there, with the exception of Scotty Scheffler and Tiger, that has won 3 times on the PGA Tour in one season. And if in retrospect, if you go back and look at Ben Griffin 4 years ago, I mean, what kind of story is that? I mean, that's as good as a story as you're going to get from, I thought he played really good at the Ryder Cup. He certainly didn't hurt the team in the Ryder Cup. So I just think the assertiveness of Ben Griffin winning 3 times, I think it's a great added storyline to this fall series.
So one of the takeaways here with Griffin is the mentality switch that he admitted to after a couple of Sundays where he felt very passive. He said he pushed himself to keep attacking this week, and you could see it. He picked aggressive, smart lines out on the par 3s. He stayed committed with the flat stick. And, with Griffin, when his putter heats up and he doesn't blink, 63s happen. That's kind of where he was. So go ahead.
And I saw, we had Garrick Higgo on our card to win, one of the picks that we had to win, and we did cash in. And we'll talk about that after the break of Matt Kuchar, if there's an ATM machine that punches out pesos down in Mexico, that's certainly what Matt Kuchar does, because he plays fantastic in Mexico all the time, whether it's the margaritas or he just decides not to pay his caddy anymore, like not too long ago. But no, that's all in jest. But I mean, I don't know what to say.
Yep. Just a quick FedEx Cup Fall notebook for everybody. 2 tournaments remain. It's scramble season for everybody. The top 100 keep full status for 2026. Välimäki and Ramey just changed their holidays. Higgo's consistency no worse than T7 in 4 straight here in the fall starts. Has him trending in the right direction for the big money signature events next year. Even if you're hovering in the 90s, every birdie right now could be worth a golfer's job for next year. So these last 2, if you had any interest in FedEx Cup Fall, now is the time to start watching if you haven't already, because everything is on the line for these guys.
Yep.
Rather than like in the regular season when you've got, guys working their way towards the playoffs and trying to make it into the playoffs, those are guys that are, near or at or have been at the top of their game trying to get into the playoffs. These are guys who are trying to find their game and trying to find their way onto the full-time status for the tour next year. So there's a lot more riding for most of these guys here in the fall than there is for a lot of those guys in the regular season that we root for on a regular basis. And that makes it a lot more fun to watch for me, at least, and I'm sure others have that feeling too.
Yeah, and it's not the end-all be-all for these guys, but they don't, if they don't get in that top 100, those guys that are out go to final stage of qualifying school. Well, no one wants to do that. That's the hardest thing, and I, in my opinion, I think it's one of the hardest things in sports to do is to get in through PGA Tour, especially Champions Tour qualifying school, where you have, 400 guys, or at the final stage you have, a couple hundred guys for 5 spots, right? So So a lot of these guys will lean on some of their past exemptions. We made comment about Adam Scott and some of these guys that you'll see can use their lifetime money, one-time exemption, past champions, past majors. So there's some other opportunities for the guys that maybe you've heard of before. That's not going to be completely, out of the PGA Tour next year, but it certainly makes it a lot easier for them to kind of fit their schedule and structure their schedule the way they want if they finish in that top 100.
So before we get to our first break, Johnny, also worth noting here, the course setup this week was going to reward commitment on approach and speed control on the contoured greens. And Griffin's makes from those 20 to 40 feet weren't a fluke. He matched line with pace exactly when others around him were sort of surfing the edges and trying to find those lines. And that's something that Ben Griffin has been very, very good at. So not a shock at all for Ben Griffin to win this thing. And now as he hunts for his status and 2026 he can start looking forward to 2026. I think it's safe to say that for sure, with his 3 wins, and he's going to be forced to be reckoned with in 2026. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, I don't think he's going to back up, right? I don't think he's that type of guy. I think he plays the PGA Tour every week with the intention that he's very lucky to be out there just because of his backstory. And, I don't think he takes it for granted. I think he's one of those guys that enjoys being out there, loves to play golf, and where he came from to get there. I just think he's appreciative of it. And I don't see any back off from him. I think his schedule is probably going to, if he's getting married, I think he has an opportunity now to back up his schedule a little bit and he's one of the guys that plays 28 events a year, right? 30 events. He likes to play golf. So he might learn a little bit to back off that schedule and stay well rested, especially to get primed for, maybe in his mind that a major championship or a World Golf Championship or a signature event is in his reach. So maybe he'll structure his schedule a little bit around there. But I don't think there's a back off for Ben Griffin.
Nope. Right. You are Johnny PGA of Gerber America. Coming up on the other side, Johnny's going to update us on that FedEx Cup 100, where some of these guys are, who's safe, who's not heading into the final 2 events. We'll talk a little bit about that, and as well as the LIV Golf news as they drop a huge structural change beginning in 2026, something that I don't know why they didn't do that. I know why they didn't, because they're stupid. But I don't know why they haven't done this before. And it could possibly be a move towards that reunification, Johnny, of both tours. Maybe a step in the right direction. I'm IndyCarTim. That is Johnny Gerber. We are from the rough right here on FanStream Sports, brought to you by Orion Golf in Tomstown. We'll be back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy right over there can almost reach out. PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Gerber. We are coming at you live from the FanStream Sports Studios in North Dallas. Johnny coming at you, or coming to you. He doesn't really come at, well, no, sometimes he comes at you if you do him wrong. He'll come at you.
No, just don't do it. Just don't do me wrong. And
yeah,
you won't have no problem.
Don't test it. Coming to you from Kansas City, frigid Kansas City, Missouri.
Frigid is correct.
As we continue on our recap of the, what was it called? The What in the World Are We Doing in Mexico Championship. There it is, right there.
The great country of Mexico Championship.
The Why Did We Come to Mexico This Week Championship.
Worldwide technology.
It's not worldwide technology if it's in Mexico. There is no technology in Mexico. It's a third world country.
That's why they're there. They're trying to upgrade.
The irony here. The irony here. I don't know.
Okay, you are the king of this. And you are the king, and I love you to death. But you are the king of hating something that you've never experienced. It's just what you do. You hate it. You never been to Mexico, but it's trash.
Yep.
You hate it. You never been
and I'll
there.
never go.
Never been there.
Nope.
Same with Publix.
I don't mind Publix. The grocery store?
Yeah, that's the best.
I mean, it ain't no HEB, but I don't have a problem with Publix. I've been to Publix before.
I'm kidding. That's just the first thing that popped up in my mind.
Yeah, because you can't think of anything else.
You're the king of, oh, that's just the worst thing. I hate all this. I said, well, you ever tried it? No.
Oh, it's terrible.
I just don't. I mean,
you've never had cereal, but you don't like it.
I think I like it. That's the problem. I don't do things because I'm, me, I have addictive personality. So if I do things and like it, I'll do it all the time. So that's why I choose not to do some things.
Now, look, I've never had a homeless dude pee in my mouth either, but I'm pretty sure I wouldn't like that too.
Well, it's pretty sure that there's certain things you got to draw a line to. And that's the line.
Going to Mexico is my line.
Can't be.
Look, it's not just Mexico. I don't want to go to Hawaii. I have no desire to go to Hawaii. That has no appeal to me. The Caribbean islands. No, I'm out.
You just don't want to wear shorts.
That probably has something to do with it. It's been a long time since I had a tan on these legs.
Yeah.
But anywhere I got to take a boat or an airplane to, I am out. I have no need to do that.
Well, I'm glad you're going to stay in Little Elm forever.
I mean, I can go other places. I mean, there's Waco, Fort Worth. We have the Dr. Pepper Museum and the Texas Rangers Museum in Waco. We got Fort Worth over here.
Waco is terrible.
Waco's great, man. Let's go catch a football game in Waco.
Coming from the guy that thinks Waco is great, but just can't go to tropical Cabo.
No, I don't need it. I have no desire for that crap.
Well, there's a difference between need and calling it trash.
No, it's trash.
Okay, well, all right.
No one will ever convince me otherwise.
Coming from the guy that's going to have a sign in the Cabo airport that you can't get in.
Well, I'll never know because I won't be there.
Okay. You're going to be like that.
They can ban me from all of Central and South America, and that's fine.
What's that movie? You ever see that movie Runner with Ben Affleck and Justin Timberlake? If you haven't seen it, it's good. It's really good.
Ben Affleck's in it. I haven't seen it.
Yeah, you don't like him. He's trash too, huh?
Yeah. Except for two movies. He was three.
He was good in this one.
Except for Dogma, Chasing Amy, and Mallrats. He was okay in those. But those
are like his worst movies ever.
Oh, those are his best movies ever. His only good movies. He's a horrible Batman too. I'm gonna get a lot of crap.
Yeah, I didn't get the Batman thing. I didn't get that.
Colby says he's the best Batman, but the worst Bruce Wayne.
Does he really?
Yeah, Colby loves him as Batman.
Well, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna side with whatever C says because he's in depth in that kind of stuff.
He is, but it's personal preference.
Yeah.
Johnny, get us caught up here on the new top 100. What's happening there?
Yeah, you're looking at a few guys that, I mean, listen, we're looking at the list here and some of the guys that aren't safe. Probably some guys, like I said, I think if you're 90 for sure, you're safe. So guys, probably like, making a big move, right? Like what Chad Ramey did, finishing outside. He was 123, jumped into that 89 spot. I think he's certainly safe. I think he's going to play because there's no substitute for great play. He wants to continue to play. I think he's playing Bermuda this week, which is a very difficult. First off, it's very difficult to get there for the tour players. It's not one of their favorite places. It's
you can't drive.
windy. No. And there's that triangle there. You might not come back. So that being said, I think him and Välimäki. I think they just a big sigh of relief because they didn't want to go into, especially this week, with the unpredictable weather conditions that you can have in Bermuda to try to get your card. So I think they're breathing a little bit, certainly under that 90 spot. I think they're certainly safe. But there's a couple guys that I'm kind of worried about. That's inside that top 100. Like your boy Max Homa sits there at 98th. This is a very difficult golf. This golf course is very tight. And it's going to be very windy. And that's not really what Max Homa's MO is at this point, worried about his ball striking. I know it's got better through, towards the middle of the year and then towards the end of the year. But you looking at a guy like that, I'm worried about. Thorbjorn Olesen, he has status in DP World Tour anyway, so I don't know if that big pressure's on him, but he sits there in that 95th spot. Another guy kind of fits that category is Matthew Wallace. We had him on our card this past week. I thought he'd perform a little bit better, but he fits that mold, still fully exempt on the DP World Tour. So is it the added pressure? Yeah, I'm not really sure. Do they want to play here? Sure. So you look at a guy like that, but you look at a guy like Wallace and Thorbjorn Olesen, who's kind of used to playing in some AWC, that what you might get there. And for you guys who aren't familiar with AWC, that's weather conditions that you can get there in Bermuda. So you're looking at guys like that. I think they're inside that top 100, but maybe feel a little bit more comfortable because of pressure. But a guy like Bo Hostler that sits there at 98th, I think he's really in critical condition to maybe get bumped out of that 100 spot, maybe from a guy like Victor Perez. Victor Perez kind of fits that mold again, fully exempt on the DP World Tour. He's in 104. But if you look on the other side of the fence, the guys are outside that top 100 that could jump in. We mentioned Adam Scott, Tom Kim, 102, but he's got exemptions from last year, so you don't have to really worry about that. He's got fully exempted. Michael Brennan, who won, he fits there at 99, even though he did win. So it's kind of weird. You win and you're still not in the top 100. You're just barely in the top 100. Billy Horschel is exempt. He sits there at 105. He'll get a medical anyways. So you're looking at a guy like that. Not a lot of pressure on him. But you look at a guy that sits there at 101 on that radio station, 101 jams. At David Lipsky. He's a guy that might benefit this week. It's not a very long golf course, but he kind of fits the mold that he may play well. And with that pressure, we'll see how he can handle that pressure. Look at a guy like Justin Lower, 108. He did have a solid first 2 days last week, but he sits there at 108. He needs a better week this week. He was on our card last week, probably be on our card this week too. I just think pressure right there for him. And a guy that we all want to root for that sits there at three fingers, 111, is Joel Damon.
Yep. And his bucket hat.
Yeah. Where's your bucket hat, by the way?
I can't wear it with my headphones.
Why not? It'd probably look better.
How would it look better? Am I going to wear it under or over my headphones? I haven't figured out.
I don't know. Leave me alone. Let me talk about this. But yeah.
He's rolling.
Bucket hat. So, hey, listen, there are some names out there that certainly need to play well a couple weeks. Here's a guy that's kind of a hometown homer there in Tampa that always seems to be up there but can't close the deal. Is that Jackson Suber. Sits there at 116. I think for the common golf fan, you probably don't know who he is. He's an up-and-coming star, played at Ole Miss. He's a Tampa guy. Really good friends with and plays at the same club as our partner and our Tampa affiliate, Sports Tampa, Paul Messia Country Club JP. Yeah. So, yeah, he tells us a lot about him. So, listen, there's a lot of stuff that's still going to transpire over the next 2 weeks. So, again, the storylines are plentiful, and let's go back to the guys who have rich problems, right? Have rich people problems that maybe want to get inside that top 50. Garrick Higgo's one of them, been on our card. Aldrich Podgeter on that too. Minwoo Lee, Jordan Spieth doesn't seem like he's been around that much this year, but still sits there at 57. So I'm going to tell you right now, and we'll probably do some other shows towards the end of the year and do some predictions. I always like to do that, and you and I like to do that too. And some of our shows. But I expect a big year from Jordan Spieth in 2026. I know you don't care for him that
disagree.
much. Well, and you're allowed to, but
He's got
you're
too
going to
many
be wrong.
distractions. He's got too many distractions.
I think his distractions are over. I don't think he's having any
He
more
divorced?
Bambinos.
Divorced and gave his kids away for adoption. That's the only way his situation would improve.
Yeah, well, you just go ahead and be Debbie Downer, and you just don't believe in. Hey, just because it doesn't work out for you doesn't mean it doesn't work out for other people.
Look, I love my kids
100 times.
I love all my kids, but they're the reason I'm not good at golf.
No, it's not.
Yes, it's my kids. If I wouldn't have had kids, I'd still be on the tour.
The reason still.
Why would
The reason you're not good at golf is called talent, and talent just supersedes
I've got all of that.
Yeah, talent just not in golf.
I can sleep with the right people.
Yeah. Okay. All right. And again, how about your boy? Unfortunately, it's kind of weird how this didn't transcend. But your boy Taco Meat, Aaron Rye. Wins DP World Tour. Maybe one of the most attractive girlfriends in professional golf. He sits there at 55 on the FedEx Cup list, and unfortunately, that win doesn't propel him to getting those points in the top 50 here. But look for a good year for some of those guys. So a lot of storylines to really talk about as 2020 next two events and as 2026. We get ready for 2026.
My buddy Max has played at Bermuda just once in his career. It was back in 2020. He finished 34th. But he's had just one appearance there. But you're right, that course, and there's a reason for that, because that course is not kind to his game.
It's quirky.
Yeah, a little bit. So I don't have high hopes for him, man. I would love to see him as much as possible in 2026. But
he'll get exemptions.
He needs to work out.
He'll get exemptions. Like he's a sponsor's favorite. He's a fan favorite. So it's not all lost for Max Homa, but. If you look 2 years ago, would you say Max Homa would be in this type of situation? Probably not, right? Nope. I mean, but that just goes to show how fickle golf is when it comes to things like that. Yeah. That it can go really fast, really downhill really fast, and you lose your confidence. Man, it takes a lot. It takes a lot to get back, because those guys don't feel sorry for you out there. I mean, they could be your friends and all, but they're not feeling sorry for you.
Nope. They're not going to do you any favors. Another guy, Max Homa, that's married with kids. Just, you know what? That ruins your career. Just everybody needs to stop. Make better choices, golf pros.
Yeah.
That's why you have a harem of women at every stop, and that way you don't have to tie yourself down to one.
It certainly there's certainly an opportunity for that if you decide to indulge. Let's just keep it at that.
That's what I do.
Yeah, I know. But you just you're not playing.
Not anymore.
No.
That's not my choice though. I mean, I would. Okay. Just not very.
It's going to be
not very good.
We know we're going to have a great. We're going to have a great. Looking forward to 2026. Also, is doing some more coverage on the PGA Tour. PGA Tour getting more credentials as we continue to build FanStream Sports brand from the rough brand. So we're going to cover probably about 8 events this year. I'm going to cover a couple Florida events. I know Tim and I will be covering Colonial and Byron Nelson. I think we're going to cover Memorial. I think we're going to have you come up for Memorial too. So we're going to cover that. And then we'll sprinkle in a couple summer events. So
we might try to sneak in the Masters without credentials. We're going to have all that on video and see how that goes.
Well, we were going to try to until you just ruined it, saying we're going to sneak in. So now we're out on that. But now I'll probably figure out a way to do some stuff at the Masters. I will be going to the Masters this year. We'll see about the credentials in terms of that. But as a PGA member, I'm very lucky to be able to do that and do some reporting from Augusta National. Maybe not from the press center, but certainly from the grounds is going to be great.
They'll let you in the press center the way you dress.
I mean, way I dress.
They have standards.
And I supersede them all.
Oh, wait, I'm thinking of me. Never mind.
Yeah. Thank you.
There's a lot of vodka in this cup right now, Johnny.
Yeah, I hope so. I loaded you up. I mean, we didn't get to do a whole hell of a lot when I was in Dallas last week, but we certainly did fill you up with booze.
That Dripping Springs is gone, by the way.
Of course it's gone. It's the
that
best.
was a big bottle, too.
Tomstown 1, Dripping Springs 2.
Yeah.
That's where it is.
Saving the Tomstown, though, for all the dignitaries by dignitaries, I mean fine young females that I bring in to the studio here. By the way, we might need to find a good dry cleaner in the area.
What'd you do to the couch?
Just saying. Can't really say it on the air, but let's just say she had a really good time.
No.
We're going to take our next break of the show. Come back on the other side, and we're going to talk all the LIV Golf. Love you, Nancy Gerber, our president and CEO of FanStream Sports. And Jerome. Shout out to Jerome.
Shout out to Jerome. Tomorrow's Veterans Day. We
Yep.
got to give a shout out to Veterans Day to Jerome.
Absolutely.
Tomorrow, certainly we'll be talking to them on my trip to Hilton Head tomorrow.
That'll be fun. Coming up next, all that LIV Golf news, and then we will recap Johnny's picks for the Worldwide Technologies Mexican Championship of Mexico, South of America, Mexico Championship. I think that's the new name that they're calling it. We are Tim and Johnny, brought to you, as always, by Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com and by Turf Life at turflifeclub.com. Back after this.
Hi, golfers. IndyCarTim here. I want to talk to you a little bit about Golf Central Magazine. It's not just a golf magazine. It's the magazine for everything. Turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Head over to golfcentralmag.com and check out the latest issue. Some of the regular features in Golf Central Magazine: the Golf Bachelorette of the Month, the Golf Bachelor of the Month, the Golf Cart Girl of the Month, Golf History, Grip It, and Sip It. So head over to golfcentralmag.com. It's free. It's the magazine for everything: turf, travel, philanthropy, and lifestyle. Golf Central Magazine at golfcentralmag.com. We'll see you there.
Hey, folks, let me tell you about Bay Area Modern Medical Center, a very different kind of approach to primary care. Personalized preventative medicine, not a one-pill-fits-all mentality. Christopher Lugo and his experienced medical staff are proactive in looking at issues before they become a problem, encouraging a healthy lifestyle with proper diet, supplements, and exercise to optimize your active lifestyle. Rather than the impersonal, rushed approach, you will be the only patient and will have our full attention. That's new. Getting old is inevitable, but feeling and looking old is avoidable. Bay Area Modern Medical Centers are experts in anti-aging regenerative medicine that optimizes your body's performance in many areas. So call for an appointment to get started on a journey back to full health and a happy life with a new, modern way of healthcare. Call 844-977-3477 or go to BAMMC.com. That's 844-977-3477 or BAMMC.com.
Today's show is brought to you by Tomstown, a premier craft distillery based in Kansas City, Missouri. Discover their award-winning lineup, including double oaked bourbon, botanical gin, and double grain vodka. Named the best craft vodka by the readers of USA Today. Available for online delivery in 40 states. Visit toms-town.com or their Kansas City distillery to explore more. Elevate your game with Tomstown, where history meets innovation. Please enjoy responsibly.
Hello, folks. Let's talk a little bit about turf life. And what is turf life? It's pretty much if your life involves turf in any way, shape, or form, you live the turf life. Go ahead and brand yourself with the turf life. Maybe a back window decal, maybe a hat. You know where you can get those kinds of things to showcase that your life revolves around sports and or anything that involves sports. If it's a sports business or sports education or just your enjoyment of the outdoors, head over to turflifeclub.com. Become a turf head. Join the club today. You can do that by going to that said website that I just told you to go to. You can snag your window decal like I was talking about, or any of your other turf life accessories. Show everybody that you live the turf life, and we'll see you there over there at that turflifeclub.com.
Although it may seem tempting to go without health care insurance, the financial risk far outweighs the gain you may experience. For example, did you know if you simply broke your leg, it could cost you nearly $7,500? Put on top of that a hospital stay, you could be looking at $10,000 to $15,000. Ensuring that you don't go uncovered is so important, as according to CNBC, high medical bills are the highest contributing factor to why Americans end up taking money out of their retirement savings, or worse, find themselves filing bankruptcy. So go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. Now, depending on your income, you can get plans for zero premium. Our experts will guide you through the process effortlessly. They will shop many plans and find the one that's right for you. I called and I have full health coverage through Florida Blue for zero monthly premium. It's a free call. So why go uncovered? It's a huge risk. Go to don'tgouncovered.com or call 800-669-1505. That's 800-669-1505.
Orion Golf Management Solutions. Orion Management Solutions has tailored its service packages just like it tailors its approach to customers. Some owners need more supervision, while others need periodic assessment of their short-term and long-term strategies and programs. Orion can be called in to develop a business plan with the existing staff, or we can assist with the daily management of a facility or event. Either way, we make sure the client is satisfied and understands the direction the facility needs to go in order to achieve the owner's goals. Orion Management Solutions can help with owner assistance service solutions, daily course management, business plan development, monthly operations, or as-needed consulting services. Whatever your need, Orion Golf Management Solutions can help. Check out oriongolf.com.
Let's go.
Right now.
Back to the show on FanStream Sports.
Welcome back to From the Rough, right here on FanStream Sports. I'm IndyCarTim. That guy over there, I can't reach, still can't reach. PGA of America member, Mr. Johnny Gerber. We are From the Rough right here on FanStream Sports every Monday and Wednesday. Tournament recaps on Monday. Tournament previews on Wednesday. Big plans for you guys for 2026. Make sure you head over to the brand spanking, shiny new FanStreamSports.com to get a feel for everything that's happening in the world of sports and all that implies, as well as big things for us here at FanStream Sports. We've got the merch store up. You guys want some of this sweet merch? These hats on the table here. Look at Johnny's wearing his hoodie. We've got all that up for you. And probably by the end of the week, I will have our pro golf towels branded by FanStream Sports up there for you on the merch store as well. But head over to FanStreamSports.com. Up in the upper left, you'll see the button for merch. Click on that, and you can check out securely and confidently at FanStreamSports.com. So, Johnny, let's get into some of this LIV Golf crap.
54. You can say 54. Let's just call it 54.
Well, it's not anymore, though. Well, it is now, but
we might start a trend. We might start a thread of 54 golf.
Hashtag 54 golf. So look, LIV Golf drops this huge structural change. It's been one of the biggest things that I and people who don't like LIV Golf have complained about, that it's not true professional golf, because as was what was one of their bigger selling points when they formed, they play 54 holes. They don't play 4 rounds. So basically they're women's golf that men are playing. But now that is changing, as they have announced they will go in 2026 to a 72-hole traditional format over 4 days. The roster will expand to 56 players with qualifying spots and a potential 14th team. Now, what this does is it puts them squarely in the crosshairs of the PGA Tour, because next thing you know, they're going to be requiring pants to be worn, and then they will just be what they are already, a mini tour feeder series for the PGA Tour. So the reason this is happening, for those that don't know, is those that are regulars on the LIV Golf Tour, because of that 54-hole format, do not earn World Golf Rankings points, which is paramount to qualifying for majors.
Correct.
And the bigger names over there, like Bryson DeChambeau, Brooks Koepka, John Rahm, Joaquin Niemann, those guys have been staples in the majors for all these years, and it's very difficult for them to qualify for those because of this. So we're now on the I guess, as we discuss reunification and the two leagues, the two tours joining once again, LIV Golf has made this change to make it easier for those players to line up with the majors. But why now? I have my thoughts, Johnny, because you have a number of big name contracts coming up for renewal in LIV Golf, including the aforementioned Bryson DeChambeau. And to me, this is LIV Golf. We talked about it a little bit, maybe aligning themselves a little bit more in preparation for the reunification. But it is also trying to make itself more attractive for those golfers it wants to stay and them not jump ship back to the PGA Tour when their contract is up. What are your thoughts on that? The timing is weird.
So the main thing is they can say all they want. They'll say it's not because of the world ranking points to make it 72 holes. That's undoubtedly the reason why they did it. If you don't do it if it's not for the world ranking points, why?
What's the
right?
point? Yeah.
The players like the 54 holes for reasons, it's less taxing golf on their bodies. A lot of reasons. Some guys liked it, but it was overwhelmingly a choice of keeping it to 54 holes when it came to the players playing LIV Golf. Now, again, you can read however you want to it. That is the number one reason. Now, shorts are irrelevant. There's tours around the world. You get world ranking points that you wear shorts.
Oh, yeah. Nobody cares about that, except for me.
What you're also going to realize is you're going to see some format changes in terms of shotgun starts. They can go backwards and say, hey, listen, we think it's great for our tour that all the players play in the same weather conditions at the same time. There's a good point to that, right? And I'm not so sure I don't agree with that point as well. But the shotgun starts and the riding in carts probably are going to be the couple of the next things that I'm not saying that they have to do to change to get world ranking points, but it certainly will show some good grace or some malleability when it comes to changing some of the rules. Now, when you talk about contracts, the Rahm and the Bryson DeChambeaus, you got to realize they're in a little bit different situations because they own their teams.
Mm-hmm.
So their contract, however may it be, none of these negotiations, and I'm not completely sure of what some of these contracts are. I haven't dove into 54 that much. So, I don't really know. Bryson DeChambeau is not leaving LIV Golf unless Bryson DeChambeau wants to leave LIV Golf. Same with Jon Rahm. Same with Dustin Johnson. Same with these high-end names. If you see them leave, it's because they want to leave, not because they're going to get forced out. I think I don't think you're going to see the guys jump over. I think they see the tea leaves. They see the writing on the wall. I think there's way more opportunities with playing the DP World Tour. What a guy like Patrick Reed's doing. Look what Patrick Reed's doing to get world ranking points. He's probably doing it the correct way. Yeah. Whether you like Patrick Reed or not, he's doing it right. He's playing a million Asian Tour events and DP World Tour events and doing it the right way to play that series of 54 and then going and getting his world ranking points elsewhere. But also he's in a little different scenario because he's a Masters winner. He's always going to play in that. Same with Rahm. Same with DeChambeau. They're exempt for the majors. They don't have to worry about those things. But look at guys like maybe a Joaquin Niemann. Guys who are superstars in the game that do not have that major win. It's going to affect them more than anything else in getting these world ranking points. So maybe it's Tyrrell Hatton, maybe a guy like that. So, but Tyrrell's doing it the same way also. He's playing so many DP World events and playing well that he's getting those world ranking points, and he's still in the top 10 in the world, I think, or 20 in the world. I'm not really sure where he ranks, but he's getting enough that he's going to stay relevant when it comes to that. Do I see, in my opinion, a merger? Yes. When? I don't know. I don't know if it's a merger. Merger's maybe the wrong way to say it. Is there going to be some sort of alliance or some sort of, continue to go out to go kind of work together? Yes, probably. But 54 golf is probably going to be dying out before the PGA Tour will. If people are wondering if that competition, who's going to play chicken first, right? who's chicken. It's going to be 54. Then it's not going to be the PGA Tour, especially with the new influx of money that they got, making them a profitable by tax code enterprise. So, hey, do I think it? Listen, you and I talk about this before. I talk about this with a lot of people when they ask me questions about 54 golf. Listen, I love it when all the best players are in the same field, and you're seeing it when the majors are on. Man, everyone's a little bit more excited. You're getting those big names that you like to see. So, yeah, is there still a lot of stuff to figure out that people haven't figured out? Yes, probably, but I don't think. I don't think the PGA Tour. I think there's going to be a merger. Some probably still. I think it's still a little bit further away.
Yeah.
But I certainly think you're going to see a little bit more opportunities for those guys over the next 12 months that play 54 golf to come back over to the PGA Tour. I think they're going to still start that kind of, fertilization process, shall we say? And you will not know what the penalties are. It's not going to be public.
Yeah, they don't do that.
It could be different for everybody. It's not going to be the same penalty for everyone. So, stay tuned. Stay tuned. We'll see.
It's curious that you mentioned Terrell Hatton in your example, as according to what I'm looking in the official world golf rankings right now, Terrell Hatton is your highest non-PGA Tour player in the official world golf rankings, and he is at number 21.
Yeah. Okay. So there you go.
Yeah,
and
everybody else in front of him, all PGA Tour regulars.
Yeah, and look at look at that. I mean, and he's number 2 or 3 on the DP World Tour Rolex race to Dubai, right? So, yeah, he's doing it the right way. Also, I mean,
Bryson DeChambeau, by the way, at 23 behind him.
Yeah, and he doesn't play a lot of DP World Tour events.
Right. Yeah, he's
getting all those points on his majors.
Yeah, as you would expect.
Yeah, so that's kind of it. I think there's going to be a lot more to come out, especially kind of with the dead season, on the PGA Tour over the next probably 6 weeks or something like that. So getting something to talk about. So we'll stay tuned to see if we hear any more. And if I hear anything, I'll post something on our social media channels if I hear anything new.
Very good. Well, let's get into Johnny's card from last week, if we can. It wasn't a complete loss, Johnny. We didn't get any matchups from Johnny to post over the weekend, but we did have his regular picks, as we will launch that right now and get into that for us.
Yeah, if you look at those, only one guy missed the cut. Your boy Mackenzie Hughes, which is great. We were looking great with Garrick.
Your boy, not mine.
Yeah, not for me, but we were looking really sharp there with Garrick Higgo at 22-1 after shooting 61 on Saturday. But when I'm sitting here thinking shooting 61, I'm like, he's leading by a shot, but he's not the. I'm worried about him winning the golf tournament, because the hardest thing to do on the PGA Tour, follow up a low round with another low round, which you were going to need to win the golf tournament. And you saw, 68's like shooting 75 on that golf course for those guys. Right. So, unfortunately, he just couldn't get it done. If you look at down the board, Mackenzie Hughes missed the cut. Justin Lauer was sitting there in a great spot in that top 10 after 2 rounds, and just kind of, however it is. Joel Damon, the same thing. We had a nice ticket cash in on Matt Kuchar plus 240, finishing T11, finished that top 20. Andrew Putnam was right there too. He was shot 7 under the first round and just kind of faded. You got to keep your foot down on a golf course in a tournament like that, and knowing what the scores is, and they just couldn't make enough birdies to make that happen. But hey, listen, a lot of pressure on those guys. I mean, if you look at Max is certainly in there. Okay. Garrick Higgo's okay, finished in the top 100. He's in the top, close to the 50, both him and Max. Matthew Wallace is right there on the bubble. Mackenzie Hughes is right there on the bubble. Lauer, Damon outside of the top 100. Kuchar can eat enough tacos to make sure he stays on the PGA Tour and margaritas. And Putnam is outside that top 100. So a lot of pressure on these guys coming in. So our card's going to look very similar here at Bermuda. I'm really going to pinpoint some guys that need to play well and grind in Bermuda so look forward to kind of a similar card that we have here at Worldwide Technology Mexico. We're going to have a similar card in Bermuda this week.
So you can look for that card coming up on Wednesday's show here on From the Rough. We will get Johnny's card. We will preview, give you the greatest preview live here on FanStream Sports, and talk some more golf. We may have some Rory McIlroy if I decide to go this route, because I saw this today, but not in time to bring it to the show. We didn't really have time anyway, but Rory McIlroy's response to the move of LIV Golf to go to 72 holes, as he's got some, as you would expect, some thoughts on that for sure. So we will do all of that Wednesday right here on FanStream Sports on From the Rough, 5 o'clock Central, 6 o'clock Eastern at fanstreamsports.com, right there in the featured video box on the homepage, or on our YouTube channel, any one of our YouTube channels for Dallas, FanStream Sports Ohio, FanStream Sports Tampa Bay, and then later that same day, wherever you get your podcasts, including at fanstreamsports.com. If you're new to the show, give us a good like, a subscribe, leave us a great review, 5 stars, because we're worth 5 stars for sure. That
6.
helps us. That helps. I don't know if you can do 6. Maybe you can on some of them. But that helps us grow the show, helps others find our great content for you. And if you're watching on YouTube, I'm challenging you, everyone watching on YouTube, I would like to give me your thoughts on the LIV Golf moving to 72 holes. Tell me why you like it or why you don't. And on Wednesday, we will read some of those comments for you guys, make you part of the show. What do you think about that?
Perfect.
I don't care how dumb it is or how great it is. We'll read those for you here on Wednesday's show to get everybody involved in the show. And that's going to do it for me and Johnny and for From the Rough. We will be back on Wednesday with another episode. Until then, boys and girls, y'all keep hitting them straight.